time. Welcome to the Inside All Day podcast, where I just cape fluttered my way all the way from the Mushroom Kingdom, and boy, are my arms tired. Today, if you can't guess, we're going to be talking about the Castlevania anime. No, we're going to be talking about the Mario movie. We just rewatched it. We're talking about how much fun it was, and we got a couple other things in store. As always, my name is Mario, or Chris in this instance, and I'm going to be one of your hosts. I'm, as always, joined by my lovely wife,
Luigi.
Luigi?
You're all dressed up and I'm wearing, this is my Luigi costume.
No. I mean,
I'm a tomboy. I didn't go with Princess Peach.
I think it's appropriate. You know, I got some. Listen, you come all the way from the Mushroom Kingdom. You got to come bearing gifts.
I have my Yoshi.
Of your Yoshi.
My blue Yoshi.
I brought myself a little snack for later. And let me see what I got in there one more time. And a flower for my lovely co-host.
Oh, thank you.
So this is the Inside All Day podcast. We're your hosts. You can always find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Inside All Day Pod.
Or go to the website, www.insidealldaypodcast.com.
For sure, that's going to have everything. Instagram, our YouTube page, all that.
We are on TikTok.
We have the TikToks. Make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and doing a little boop Mario jump. And the last part's really just for fun. And other than that, I mean, we're definitely going to talk about the Mario movie.
Yes.
But you kind of said you wanted to talk about some video games in general. So how do you want to kick us off on this?
I just want to say I'm really excited for Baldur's Gate 3. I've never played any of the other Baldur's Gate. Have you?
One time I played Baldur's Gate 2, and it was at a point in my life where I was not in a spot to appreciate the dungeons and or the dragons.
I'm just so excited to be as devious as I can in this game. Sorry, Lori.
Why are you apologizing to my mom?
Because I know she's going to watch this.
We all know you're devious. Yeah. You're saying this like this is new.
That would be Henri, yeah. I'm so excited because I know it's released right now for the PC, but I have to wait for PlayStation 5, which is coming in a few weeks. So, and I'll be streaming it too. We're going to set me up with a streaming little area.
That's so weird. I was going to stream.
Are we going to stream together?
Did we just become best friends?
I would hope so. We've been married for 7 years.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little high on my own supply.
High on your own supply. But yeah, that's it. I'm just excited. I mean, so this year was Hogwarts Legacy was really good, in my opinion.
I never finished it.
The story was The play was great. The playthrough. And then Diablo 4.
Well, you and I had hold on.
Okay.
Let's not just rail past
Hogwarts
Express because you have to talk about the fact that you were just a full-blown murderer in Hogwarts Legacy. I mean,
Not me.
You literally turned on the game, and I think one of the very first things you said was, "Where do I learn the curses?" Like, I need my unforgivable curses. I have already met people who need it.
That's true. I did go around killing a lot of things.
Hey, got to have your wand at the ready at all times.
Why not be the stereotype, right? Why not just play into it? No? Okay, Hufflepuff. You didn't even finish the game.
Yeah, I didn't need to. Like the rest of the Hufflepuffs, I was too busy partying.
Yeah, that's true. No, that game was great. That gameplay, it lived up to what it is. Again, story was meh, the main storyline, but the gameplay was great.
Well, I'll give it this, especially compared to the older Harry Potter games, and especially anything that's not like the Lego ones. And Lego games they're all fun.
They're
Lego
games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They kind of have their own aesthetic and the way they're going to function. So I would say that the way they really implemented the spells in this one was actually pretty good. I think there was a lot of ways they could have done actually less and still gotten away with it. So it was nice to see them put in some effort where they could have just snuck on by.
Well, I'm a big Potterhead. Yes. I like Harry Potter a lot. And I've never been interested in any of the other video games until this one.
Well, I mean,
it also helps
there's
that
a
I was
for
unemployed for the whole month too, and I just sat there in my Slytherin
you weren't
Snuggie
unemployed,
and played.
You were in between positions.
I was fun employed.
Yeah, at that point you were in fact fun employed.
Fun employed, and I just sat there in my Slytherin Snuggie, and I was just playing the game for like hours at a time.
I'm get my letter to Hogwarts. that was her. That was her as well.
Yes. Yeah.
That's okay because this made up for it. She got to explore the grounds, play dress up, and then
Kill things.
Yeah, went with the unforgivable curses.
Oh yeah, I used to go into the little tournament areas and just go pow, 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 pow.
How'd that go? Can't take you anywhere.
No, you can't. And then the other game I've been enjoying, and I'm not a big video gamer. I used to be when I was younger. Used to be into like Final
You're really
Fantasy.
a gamer, like Thing Ain't Lie.
Yeah, I used to be, and not so much as an adult, but and there's games here and there. Like when COVID happened, I did Animal Crossing like everybody else, and I do like my Switch games that I call cozy games, which
you're
are
a cozy
mindless games in
gamer.
a sense. Like right now I'm playing Ooblets at night and stuff. That
Breakdancing Pokemon.
yeah, it's like a combination of Animal Crossing and Pokemon. So you do like all the Animal Crossing things where you like farm, sell things and stuff, but then you also do dance offs to earn Ooblets,
Poppin'.
which are like little Pokemons in their
Lockin'.
world. Yeah. So I really like that. And I did Disney Dreamlight, but Diablo 4 too.
I like that you're like, I did Harry Potter, and then I did Animal Crossing, and this is what Ooblets is, and I did, what was the camp one with the ghosts?
Cozy Grove.
Yeah, Cozy Grove.
That was really good too. That's a good one
And
as
like
well.
those are all the same. And then you're like, and then I played Diablo 4.
Yes, where I'm also on a murdering rampage as well.
In fairness, though, the demons deserve it.
Sure, just the demons. Yeah.
I mean, of course you're gonna have to take out those who have sided with Lilith.
Yeah.
Obvi.
I haven't finished the main storyline, but it's addicting. It's so much fun to go in there and just play the side stories. The last time I've played a game like this that I've had that much fun was Fable.
You know what I want? I want people who have played Diablo 4. Let me know your favorite side quests down below in the comments on wherever you're finding this. And I will say, I can't, the sister's name is escaping me. I want to say it was Parva? It was the sister who in Kovashad, who you find her multiple times throughout, and you do the different
exorcisms.
Exorcisms.
And
That's the word.
Yeah.
I come with possession. I was struggling with exorcism. Thank you. Yeah, that was one of my favorite side missions in the entire game.
I also like it because we can play together, even though I don't like playing with you because you play a necromancer and you have fucking thousands of skeletons following you on the screen, and I can't even see where I'm at on the screen. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a problem.
I'm Legion, and you're welcome, I guess. Like, you get to just follow me around. You don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything.
I'm a super cool assassin sorcerer that like shoots little freaking ice.
Would you
out
say
of my
are
hands.
you a sword assassin?
Sword assassin, and I can't even see where I am on the screen half the time because your 20 freaking skeletons and minions are following you.
Listen, it's less than it used to be. And I only have my necromancer, 6 skeletal mages, 6 skeletal warriors, and my flesh golem. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's not that much.
Yeah.
We're fighting the tide. We're fighting the oncoming tide of hell here.
I miss when you were a druid.
I don't. Drew got boring.
Yeah, it did. And then with Baldur's Gate coming out, I wonder people are saying it's game of the year. But then also people are also referring to all the
that's the joke now. Is that
partner options.
Well, I
that
like
is as like civil as I can put it, as the internet has been going after like who they can bang in the game, like different options.
Listen, I'm not calling out any DMs by name, but we all know you have a crush on Shadowheart, and it's okay. just go to a support group.
Talking about different types of genitalia you can create in the game.
Listen, I just like the fact that, again, I have an excuse to say the word cloaca.
What is that?
Look it up later. Don't look it up, kids. No, it's fine. It's lizard. It is lizard dragon folk underbits.
Oh, okay. That's weird that you have that in your head.
Did you not take biology? And
yeah, I didn't pay attention.
It happened. So
yes,
I guess what we're really trying to drive at when we're talking about this is cloaca.
Yes. I don't know what I'm going to play. I don't know what class I'm going to play. I don't know what race I'm going to play. I don't know what I'm going to play, but I know I'm going to stream it.
Mm-hmm. I get torn all the time because I'm a big fan of like certain like monsters from Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a gelatinous cubes, give me mimics, give me owl bears. And I know beholders are always fun. Well, yes and no.
Apparently, spoiler for the game. For a second.
Warning.
Apparently, you can get a potion, and when you break it open, it's a beholder. And if you defeat the beholder, you can actually utilize it for your as your
So I believe it's in an item called an Iron Flask, which actually exists in Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah.
So I believe.
Of course, we always got to pull Dungeons and Dragons in every freaking episode.
I know Dungeons and Dragons, not the movie, which was fantastic. But no, if I recall correctly, I could have some or all of this wrong in at least 5e. It's called an Iron Flask, and I think it's like a wisdom save. And if they fail it, they get drawn into the flask, and so you can use it on any creature. It's like a D&D Pokeball, and then when they come out, I believe they are condition charmed, and they are your ally for an hour.
An hour?
That's how I believe I recall correctly, that's how the item works, which is great because if you get into a fight and you have a beholder and they're like, kapow, beholder. But then if you just go like, oh, I'm just going to wander with this beholder through the dungeon, and it's 1 hour and
It'll
1
eat
second
you.
later, all of a sudden you've got a hell of a fight on your hands.
Yeah. That'd be cool to have a pet
Iron
beholder.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I have a pet unicorn in our current game. I kind of want a pet beholder.
He's not going to give you a pet
I know
beholder.
he won't. Oh, but if he's listening, Carl, I know you are. I want a pet beholder. Okay. But yes.
But I mean, I would want one of my other favorites is the owl bear. So jumping back to what I was talking about.
Yes.
And I know druids, it's a monstrosity. I know druids aren't supposed to be able to change into owl bears, but owl bears are so cool. And they did it in the D&D movie. So that's a big pull for me.
What's the cool thing about this game too is teaching people who don't play D&D how to, well, at least to play 5e. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's not like an exact, but it gets you really in the ballpark.
It'll give you enough information and experience that if you did want to play on a tabletop, you wouldn't be completely lost.
No. And the other great thing about that too is even if it's someone more new to Dungeons and Dragons like yourself, this is an excellent opportunity for you to try out some different classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know you've played in our campaigns, you've played a rogue, you've played a ranger.
Shitty at, yeah.
No, you're not shitty. We decided you're allergic to rogue.
Yes.
That's why you can't roll well when you play
ranger.
One, and you roll fine when you play a ranger.
Just rogue and rangers. I have not played any magical.
No real spellcasters.
Yeah, but our other game, I'm talking about potentially being a bard.
Yes, I know rangers are half-casters. Leave me alone. They don't count.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. That's I watch the D&D community come after. It is the same. You're supposed to play it this way. I'll play the game however the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. However the heck I want.
I see you're sprechen Sie the Lingity there.
I know a little bit today. But yes, that's all I want to bring up, that I'm excited for that game. Very much so.
Well, but I mean, you've been talking, but as I was saying, like,
I've been talking about it for weeks.
It's cool because, like, yes, you played the rogue and the ranger, but you've been talking about playing a bard. You wanted to try out wild magic. You've been wanting to try out a bard.
Which you won't play with me on the table.
No, wild magic is stupid. You can also put that one in the books. But yeah, so I mean, like,
wild
this would give you a great opportunity.
Stupid. You just don't like adventure and mystery.
I like adventure and mystery. I don't like unnecessarily randomness for unnecessary random reasons.
But that's the whole point of playing a game with dice. It's always random.
Yeah, but but you gain proficiency, so you get better at these things.
Okay,
so
this is not our D&D episode.
No. This is becoming forget Mario. We're not even going to talk about D&D. We're going to get into math and probability of dice. Okay, so no. But yeah, no. I mean, you can play your wild magic barbarian. That's one of the ones I'm looking at.
Play a bard to start off because that's what I'm interested in playing in our other party that eventually would hopefully start soon, Ben. So I think that's what I'm going to play to kind of gain a little bit of experience with bards. Yeah. I just don't sing. I'm not a singing bard.
I heard you can be like the Jerry Seinfeld of bards. What's the deal with these goblins?
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Oh yeah, I mean.
You should be a bard. I don't know why you don't play more bards.
I used to play the bard, but
now we're getting more into D&D talk, and we're not talking about Mario.
Well, we can. Well, so there's been a lot of consideration to this. All right,
okay.
I've thought about it. I feel like the obvious choice is that Mario should be a monk because of all the mobility options. But there'd be like a lot of homebrew for having to like do things like the jumping on the heads and stuff. You'd have to like consider how you would do that. But yeah, no, I think we're all in agreement. Right here, and we're not in agreement at all. I'm just throwing this out there. Is that Mario's probably a monk if he's going to be in 5e? I mean, you would think he has the characteristics of a paladin.
Yeah,
but
maybe. I could see it. But okay,
Okay, now we're wildly off topic.
And let's segue back into
Mario time.
Mario time. Mario time.
Mexico.
So
Wah.
Super Mario Brothers, not to be mistaken with the other Mario Brother movie.
I don't even know which one you're talking about right now.
Oh, really? Would you like me to bring it up? You really don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know which one of the two you're referencing. Are we talking about the excellent John Leguizamo movie?
That movie, holy cow. We did. If you would like to know our thoughts thoroughly on that movie, we do have a recorded episode on our Spotify prior to video that we just focused solely on that movie.
That was an earlier one. And
Yes.
again, you can find all that information at
www.insidealldaypodcast.com.
boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, do the Mario jump. We're there again.
But we did a whole episode on that movie, and that movie kind of stopped Nintendo from really moving forward with other Nintendo brand movies for a long time until this one came out, at least for Mario.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I can't imagine why either. And
It escapes me.
let's, before we get into the movie, let's talk about the announcements of a couple of things prior to that movie. The marketing and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know she's going. She's
Well,
on a wild tangent, has appeared. Hit
There's
me.
just a couple things. One, not a lot of people really like the idea of Chris Pratt voicing Mario.
I was nervous.
A lot of people were nervous.
1,000% I
Yeah.
was nervous, especially when they came out and said, oh, he's not going to do a Mario voice.
He's going to do a Chris
Because
Pratt voice. Yes.
I sit there and I go, that's stupid. Mario has a voice actor. Why don't we use the voice actor?
Which they did in the movie. Which they
well,
did.
he has a cameo.
Twice. Yes.
And then I have more I want to talk about voice actor. Continue.
But nobody said anything about Charlie Day being Luigi because people went Charlie Day
is Luigi.
I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that
Give
makes
me
sense.
a Charlie Day Luigi's Mansion movie.
I know that would have been
Freaking
good.
please.
And also, we're going to go into spoilers for this movie. If you haven't seen it,
Always.
I mean, it's been out for a while. And then the other thing was
Screaming
when the
at Peacock.
trailer was released about it, they had Peach in her Mario Kart
Or her karting
bicycle
cyclist.
outfit, and everybody was worried that this movie was going to become another girl boss. Like Peach is going to save.
It was going to be the Barbie
Mario.
movie in Mushroom Land.
No, I think it was
in
coming off of the
Mushroom
fact
Kingdom.
that how bad they did Velma, how bad they did April O'Neil and stuff like that, that they were now worried that now Peach was going to be in a sense like she is a hero, but at the end of the day, it's always about Mario saving the princess, right?
I mean, I hear she's in another castle.
Yeah. But there was that worry too. So going into this movie, everybody was like worried about how it was going to turn out and stuff, and it was fantastic. Now we can lead into the movie.
Yeah, no,
So I just wanted to bring up those two points prior to everybody actually seeing the movie for their own eyes. And then a couple of reviewers didn't understand what Mario was about, and like completely did not understand what the movie was going to be about. What are you writing there?
I'm writing myself a note for later. You keep on your thought.
Okay,
This is just for me to bring up towards the end of the conversation.
But that's all. But we can get into the movie now.
Okay. Yeah, well, what are your initial thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was great. 10 out of 10. Animation was clean. The music choice was fantastic. I liked how it there might not have been much depth into the story, but it's a Mario movie. It's a Mario RPG movie. It's a Mario RPG. Like you could change this into a game.
Perfect. No, now
Yes.
you've hit on a couple of things right off the bat that are in like the very first things in my notes that I want to hit on. First and foremost, the animation style. I'm always a sucker for any kind of good animation, but holy cow, did they knock it out of the park on this. I also love
It took them like 2 years, I believe, in production.
it looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that what they used as their concept for the design was essentially an upscaled, modernized version of like the Super Mario RPG claymation.
Yes.
So that made my heart sing in a way I didn't know it could. I was very happy about that. And you mentioned the music, which not only does it just have like a good soundtrack to it, lots of fun, like classic hits and stuff in there.
Perfect choice on music on certain. Yeah, just like it was a fun movie. It's
100%.
And I would say it's a movie that parents don't have to because nowadays parents have to pre-screen a lot of
Is there any politics? No politics in this. It was
nothing.
great.
It was literally just a movie about Mario
fun.
and Luigi and Bowser and Peach.
But that was the other part I wanted
and
to hit
Seth
on
Rogen.
too, though. It wasn't just about the fact that they had a really cool like soundtrack full of classic hits in there. But even when they went through and utilized things, different sound effects from the games, different samples from different things, it was never like, I'm going to beat you over the head. Look, bam, here's a Mario reference. Bam, here's another Mario. Like it flowed
really well.
Yes, it flowed.
Yeah.
I was going to say it gelled together. Even when they did the under theme, and it's Bowser and Kami Koopa on the piano, like, play with me. Ba-ding, ba-ding. That was such a great way to do that. They never had to reference it at all, but there they did, and they did it clean. And I thought that was fantastic. I was a huge fan of just the way they didn't, everybody take notes. They didn't have to beat you over the head.
Yes.
Did not have to.
The story of the movie is basically Mario and Luigi are in Brooklyn. They're in what's considered like the real world.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get their plumbing business up. I like that they use their accents in the plumbing. And everybody's like, okay, maybe Mario's going to sound like Mario. And then when they actually talk, it's Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. And they get, they have an accident at a client's house. They go home disappointed. They feel like their parents are disappointed in them. Well, at least Mario does. And then they get sucked into the mushroom kingdom and get sucked into this whole story of like trying to help. They get separated. Mario's trying to rescue his brother and find his brother
in the Darklands.
And then also, getting Peach's help, and Peach needs help because Bowser is coming to the Princess Peach. Sorry. Peaches.
That was my one.
That's your only one.
That was my one. You still have yours, but that was my one.
But yeah, it's just a fun story. Like I said, there's not, you can't. There's no deeper surface levels of like the story. It's,
and there's
like let's save Luigi, let's save the Mushroom Kingdom, defeat Bowser. You mean just like in a video game.
And I think one of the things, this is more of like an overarching thought of like the whole movie. But I think one of the things I really want to draw in on this is that the Sonic movies were fun, the recent ones, but comparatively, I think Mario makes the Sonic movies look like dog shit.
Well,
and they're not.
Remember the whole fiasco
that makes
of
me
what they
wonder why
originally
it's
wanted.
been so hard. No, we don't talk about Nightmare Sonic.
That was
Dutch
weird.
Bros out the nose.
That was weird.
Sponsor me, Dutch Bros Sama. But actually, you skipped one of the great parts of the intro. Was the opening with Bowser's Castle coming in and he has to take on the N64 penguins.
Yes.
Have you had enough, foul creature? Like that was so much fun. And then you had him doing the whole Game of Thrones Night King, taking out the ice castle walls to find the MacGuffin star.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. And
that was a really fun intro, and just like the seriousness, and then they like just like a little zoom out.
Well, yeah, like in one hit, like when you're playing a game, like doop doop, took them out.
Well, and that's one of the things too. There's even so many like it's the little details,
a lot of Easter
right?
eggs. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about. I'm looking down at my notes right now. In that opening where they're doing like their commercial, they do the voices. They've got their capes when they're like on the stool. What else did I write down here? Oh, and then they kind of have the map, and they have the van that's kind of like the overworld map, and they do a lot of nods to the overworld map throughout the entire movie. But then you even get after they see the commercial, there's the voice they did a digital representation.
I believe his name is Giuseppe, the guy.
Yes, the voice actor for actual Mario, like
is playing him.
No offense, Chris Pratt. This is not intended as an insult. The real voice of Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of nice to see that they gave him they made it look like him. They didn't just do like a random character. They've actually put in some effort. And of course, they had him playing Jumpman in the background, which of course was originally
what Mario was called when it first was released.
And for bonus points, where were they having
Power Up?
No,
pizza.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're close. What was the name of the pizzeria? What
I thought it was Power Up.
No.
What is it?
It was Punch Out.
Punch Out. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
No, and remember,
you were more awake watching this last night than I was. I mean, I was awake for the first run in the theaters, but yeah. Yes, Punch Out. Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. And again, remember, that's not just a Nintendo reference. Mario was the ref.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And there were a ton of Easter eggs throughout this entire movie. It was especially the second time around, I caught more of them than the first time. The first time I was like, oh, look how pretty everything's so shiny.
Well, and like it always feels like a weird phrase to use, but like because it's all animated, but like the camera work overall in this movie is fantastic. So the next thing is, they get, they finish up at the pizzeria. They have their little like, ooh, here's our
Commercial.
real world, ex-boss who's kind of a jerk to us and says we're not going to amount to anything. And then they get their first call, and then they do the No Sleep Till Brooklyn,
which because they're in Brooklyn.
Because they're in Brooklyn and they got to make the run. And just watching the camera do the rotate, and you got them taking the different paths through the level, or through the street, and they do a couple different versions of that again throughout the movie, but it's never overdone. It's never
like just thrown in just to be like, hey, this is
like
an
obligatory Mario reference goes here.
Yeah, no, the whole movie just kind of everything flows into it.
The whole movie.
Yeah,
so much.
Even with all the Easter eggs and stuff. Once we get to Yoshi, yeah. And then when they go to their client's house and that poor dog.
And Luigi accidentally breaks the dog's bone. And then the dog has a bone to pick with Luigi.
And then ends up picking a bone with both of them and destroying the whole thing.
Destroying the whole bathroom. Oh, and don't forget, then I have a very special note written down here. Then the dog goes to jump at them, goes with it like through the window. And then you're like, oh no, the dog's going to go unalive itself here, right? And ring out. And they jump over the edge and they catch the dog by the butt with the plunger, or as I wrote down, prolapse dog butt.
That's pretty good.
So we can try that one again for real now. Sorry, Mom. Yeah. And I'm just reading down my list here of different notes I took, like different references. R-Wings on his TV in his room. That was cool from Star Fox. Please do a Star Fox.
Can we also talk about the fact that Mario doesn't like to eat mushrooms?
No, that was fun too.
That was hilarious. Mario doesn't like to eat mushrooms.
But think about how much easier for him that movie would actually have been, his adventure, if he loved mushrooms. That actually, I think
it doesn't. I love mushrooms.
I know one person. I know one person that hates mushrooms, and I guess it's a personal choice. But,
I love mushrooms. Are great.
I guess let me put it this way: people are allowed to be wrong. Mushrooms
for all.
It's delicious.
Yeah, they are delicious.
Makes you go. That was really bad at the end there.
Yeah.
Well, and then that didn't happen.
When they get pulled into the Mushroom Kingdom and get separated,
and you get Captain Toad. Voiced by Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, but going back, you've played Mario way more than I have as a kid. I mean, I played Mario Kart, but I never did like the Mario World, old school, maybe like the NES and 64 back then I would play. Mm-hmm. But you have kept up with all the Mario games. Mm-hmm. And generally, I don't remember Toad ever being so forthcoming.
So that was from I believe it wasn't Wii, it was Wii U. And it was Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering.
And so that's where we finally got a Toad that was not just a Toad and was the Toad.
Like a Toad with a personality.
And it was I never actually played it. I never played the demo. The demo of it was pretty nifty. It was kind of more of like a puzzle game.
Oh,
so he kind of had to like shift the world around, and he could limitations of what he could do. So by shifting allowed you to kind of like change your angle of approach and see things, whatever, little hidden bits and bobs that Mario games are famous for. And that's where that Toad came from.
I would have to say Toad is probably my second favorite character in this game.
In the game or in the movie?
I'm sorry, in the movie, yes.
See, that's how good the movie is. She called it a game.
I know. See, but I would have to say Toad is probably my second favorite.
Who's your favorite?
Lumily.
Oh, Finally, mercy.
But so they get separated, right? We're in Mushroom Kingdom. Let's focus on Luigi for a second. So Luigi kind of gets thrown into what we religiously thought they were gonna, and they did kind of do an homage to Luigi's Haunted Mansion. Mm-hmm. I
don't want an homage. I want a feature-length film.
I know, but they did do an homage, and they did do an homage, I think, to Night of the Living Dead when all the
with the dry bones.
Yes, coming out of the ground and stuff. So I really with the Shy Guys behind him and stuff like that. I really thought we were
and it's just a
whole bunch of them behind him.
Shy Guys.
I really thought we were going to at least get a little bit of Luigi Haunted Mansion. Just as, like maybe it just didn't fit. Maybe it just wasn't part of the storyline.
I really thought,
but it could be its own movie, like you're saying.
I hope so, and that's where I really thought that the end credits scene was going to go, because like, ooh, we're in the dark under the sewer, and I actually didn't pick up on this the first time. So for those, where is it? Spoiler warning. This is your last chance. If it hasn't already been messed up for you. But there was the Yoshi egg that shows up in the sewers. And when we first watched it, I had no idea.
I like it.
I had no idea where the egg, I'm like, it's just a random egg. Wrong.
It was from the wedding.
Yes, I missed that the first time.
Somebody gave it as a wedding gift.
Wedding gift. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you had different royalties show up.
Maybe they
King
did.
Babam and
maybe
King
they did
Boo.
Yoshi at the end because of the little bit of teasing they did with Luigi, with like doing the Haunted Mansion scene with like the Shy Guys and stuff. So he gets captured by the bad guys that are all working for Bowser. And this whole time, people think Bowser is just coming over to the Mushroom Kingdom to destroy it. Actually,
he's after them peaches.
Yeah, he's going to propose to Peach. He wants to marry Peach.
Or I will destroy her.
And I was not annoyed with Jack Black as Bowser.
No, I thought
he was really well.
I want to make one quick non-Mario aside. This is that note I wrote down that says going to save until the end. I really thought I was going to be a major detractor of Jack Black as Bowser. I'll tell you what, I went in prepared to hate Jack Black doing this. And I didn't even faze me. It didn't. At no point was ever like, oh, that's Jack Black. It was like, oh no, he does an excellent Bowser. I love the way the way he does the whole thing. That being
Poor
said,
guy. Just wants to marry Peach.
I know this is where
guy.
This is where my one aside comes in. Now I'm going to jump to a different video game topic for less than 60 seconds. You got that Borderlands movie that I don't know if it's ever going to come out. It might be better for everyone if it doesn't. And again, you have games. I understand that they're doing a live action, so you're going to want to get real actors in that movie, not the voice actors. However, Jack Black is going to be in the Borderlands movie, voicing Claptrap, who's going to be an entirely digital character. Again, why are we not using the voice actor?
They want to draw names.
They have Kevin Hart playing a guy that's like 2 feet taller than him.
And I feel like that should be more. I've never played. I've only
Kevin.
watched you play those games, but I feel that's more aligned to be a TV series than a movie. But let's get back into Mario.
Back into Mario time.
Poor Bowser.
Poor Bowser.
It made me feel so sad for him. He just wants to be loved. She didn't even friend zone him.
No, in fact, she froze him. She froze him out.
Yes, she froze him out. So as Luigi's being captured by about Shy Guys, Mario finally meets Princess Peach, and he has to go through, I guess, training to be able to defeat Bowser. And I
it wasn't
thought that
training. It was like the prove to me that
you're worth it,
like
or
you're not going to
something.
be in my way. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that scene was great. The whole like over time and time, because it reminded me of playing it on the NES and just the going through the bricks and like hitting things. And
remember playing it for your first time?
Yeah.
Playing any Mario game for your first time. Like you don't know what any of these things do. You step on one like, the little falling donuts and it drops. And like, I remember that definitely got me the very first time I ever stood on one.
Spinning beads.
Yeah. Spinning, they're going to call it the beads.
That's what they look like. They look like somebody else, but I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. The spinning beads. But I thought that was great. That whole scene was great. Princess Peach, too. I really liked her. She was a princess in a sense. She wants to protect her kingdom and stuff. And Mario finally proves himself to be worthy. And then they end up going, they want to go to Donkey Kong. I forgot what it is. Yeah, to go get into basically like, hey, loan me your army to help us.
Yeah, they had to get the Kong army.
Yeah, to help us with the Mario, and they're all like beach frat boys kind of monkeys, which is really interesting. And the only downfall of this movie, I would say, is Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to say, I cannot stand him. Can't stand his voice. He doesn't. Seth Rogen just voices Seth Rogen.
Well, you know what though? Admittedly, I'll give him this. He at least admits to that he won't do a voice. Like, I will just do my voice, and they hire him anyways.
Well, wasn't Mario originally supposed to be in the what's the word? Against Donkey Kong when it was.
Oh, he was originally the antagonist.
Yeah.
Of the old Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know if I go that way because remember he stole. Oh gosh, I can't think of her name because it wasn't Peach. It was. Oh goodness, internet roast me later. But it was
another princess.
Paulina.
Paulina, yeah.
It was Paulina that he would save, who later went on to be the mayor of New York or New Cap City or whatever in Super Mario Odyssey, if you ever played it.
You knew more Mario than I do. Hello. I'm wearing a shirt that says this is my Luigi costume and look how you look at you.
I don't even have my
You've
feather.
got a custom leather made hat with the M on it.
I waited 2 years before I pulled the trigger on this hat. And I wear it more often than people would think.
You do. You wore it for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And I've worn it for many a different costume party. And
I dressed up as full Luigi at one point and had a mustache necklace.
I made you
stuff.
a sweet hat.
You did make me a sweet hat. That's true. But so they go to Donkey Kong World and, again, Mario has to
Donkey Kong Country?
prove himself. Donkey Kong Country. Thank you. And Mario has to prove himself again by defeating Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that he turned into a cat. And I also like the
From Super Mario
whole,
3D World?
some reviewers' reaction that it's a furry thing. And I'm like, obviously you have never played any Mario game whatsoever.
I just assumed the people that went, oh, this is about furries. I just assumed that they're holding on to some deep-seated emotions that they need to deal with.
Yes.
Like,
apparently.
Listen, if you're turned on by Cat Mario, I'm not here to take that away from you. I just think you need to take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and not blame other people.
Sorry, Lori.
Why are you apologizing to my mom? Are you into furries? Are you into Cat Mario?
Are you wearing a Cat Mario outfit?
I am not.
Okay, I think that answers the question.
Well, so it's really interesting, though. I'm glad we actually paused here where you're like, okay, so he has to beat Donkey Kong
Yeah.
to win the Kong army to their side.
And all he has known up to this point is that any mushrooms that come out of the blocks are good mushrooms. So they're going...
Well, they're all bad mushrooms to him.
Too bad to him, but they all give him power-ups. Not knowing the blue one makes you an itty-bitty little Mario. Like a itty-bitty Mario.
But there was one thing I would have... I think they probably just didn't think about it. I think they really shot themselves in the foot with this because I think they could have had a great little opening. They just needed to include one sound effect. Just one. When DK launches Mario straight up in the air. And, of course, they do the slow and Peach is like the brick. And that's when he gets the cat costume. When he decks him up in the air, they should have used the smash sound for Super Smash Bros. Not only would that have been epic, it would have been a great signal. It would have been a great little thing for fans, but also that then by using the sound, it's almost like saying, hey, Smash Bros exists in this universe. We could eventually have an Avengers style Mario
Stop multiversing
universe.
Things. Stop multiversing things. Stop doing it.
Did you ever play Smash Bros. Brawl Story Mode? I can't think of what it was called.
I've played a couple.
Oh, it was so good.
I also like the herd of Yoshis that they see, and I feel like that's a throw to Jurassic Park since Chris Pratt is. That might be a reach,
well, then it should have been a blue Yoshi instead of a pink one.
But I like the all color Yoshis.
Oh, I used to love playing the Yoshi Story 64 was a lot of fun. But then you also, not only did you have the Yoshis, also famously with the Yoshis, there was a great little cameo of Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
Yeah.
So that was a nice
cute.
little one too.
So he eventually overcomes Donkey Kong and they get the Kong army and they're going to head over to meet Bowser at a pass before he gets to the Mushroom Kingdom. And this is where we get our Mario Kart Easter eggs.
Well, before you get that, I did make a note and see if the camera can get that.
Peaches.
Okay, so I did too. But I literally had the note written down. I forgot I even wrote that down.
But now we get our Mario Kart. We get our rainbow.
That was so much fun. I always love
Road.
building, obviously there's carts that are always going to be the superior cart choices at all times, but it was fun to watch them go through the different selection process. But there was one little thing in there too that I definitely didn't pick up on the first time that I loved, which was when they're sitting there and they're scrolling through the different selections that they want. When they're ready to make their selection and Peach hits the button on the console to go, it's a big red A button. It actually has an A. I'm like, Oh, it's an A button. Like, that makes sense. She's confirming her selection.
I love it. Yeah, and she gets a bike and everybody gets a cart. I like Donkey Kong's cart. That was pretty cool. All of it was like a throwback.
You
and then
you didn't love Toad's giant, like,
yes. It fits his personality.
his giant blinged out like hood SUV cart.
Yes. And then they get ambushed by Koopas. Koopas. Why?
Koopas, Koopa Paratroopas.
Koopas. Sorry, internet. Don't roast me. It's Koopas, not Koopas. Koopas. They get ambushed, and
Koopas
it's
are in the
almost
cabana.
like a Mad Max ambush, right?
Yeah, well,
With
they needed like a makeup up Dry Bones just rocking out
Oh,
on,
yeah,
on that one guy's like Crusher, the one guy who follows Mario.
And this is where we find out once they get in front of Bowser showing up that Bowser does not want to destroy the Magic Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom. He brought the star to Peach because he wants to propose to her and ask for her hand in marriage, which obviously she turns down because Peach is a boss. She don't need no man.
Unless that man is Mario.
They really didn't put like a romantic twist
Bowser
on.
doesn't even wear pants. You can see his cloaca all the time.
They didn't really put, and which is I
don't
like.
know if Bowser
Again,
has
this is a
cloaca.
great
That
movie
could
for
be a
kids.
female lizard thing for all I know.
This is a great thing for kids because parents, I feel, don't need to pre-screen this. They didn't really have like a romantic relationship between Peach and Mario. It was a friendship in a sense, which
I mean, they start giving each other a little bit of eyes towards the end.
But it's not like overly like, you know what I mean? It builds. But she obviously turns him down, but then says, I'll do it because she doesn't want anybody else hurt. And they go off to right outside of the Magic Kingdom. Why do I
On the
keep
Mushroom Kingdom and the Magic Kingdom?
Yeah,
You're
Mushroom.
playing too much Disney Dreamland.
I am. Mushroom Kingdom. Wedding is getting ready, right? They're going to sacrifice everybody that they captured, including Luigi and my favorite character, the Lumily, who's ready for it, who has been asking for it. Finally, mercy.
You should get that tattoo done.
I should. And Mario, ends up in kind of like a Moby Dick thing where he ends up in the body of an eel with Donkey Kong. They have to get out of that on their way.
64.
So, at the wedding, it turns out Peach was not actually going to, surprise, shocker.
What?
Not go through with the wedding.
I never saw that coming.
But pulled out
Turn of events.
Fire.
Oh, no, it was a frost flower.
Frost flower. Thank you. Forget that this one's the fire. The blues are frost. And I like the fact that every time they power up in a different thing, their outfit changes to match.
Like the games.
Yeah. So she freezes Bowser, freezes the mechanics that are lowering the sacrifices into the lava.
And then
Mario
goes,
shows up.
Aww.
Yeah.
I thought I was finally going to get burned alive.
Mario shows up after, a couple fights and stuff. And then Bowser sees Mario and Peach kind of like, hey, how you doing?
Cooking good looking.
Yeah, how you doing? And blows through it, and then they got to defeat. I'm kind of like rushing through this, but they kind of have to defeat Bowser. But and it eventually ends up in Brooklyn because Bowser takes the big bomb and like leads it in his little raccoon outfit.
The Tanuki Mario?
Yeah, and then leads him right into the
Mike Strike.
The Mike Strike. What's it? The pipe, the green pipe.
Oh yeah.
Leads him in there, and it kind of like does a warp thing where it sucks everybody into the real world, and leads into another fight. Can
I say that the way that the Bowser Island shows up in Brooklyn to me was a little reminiscent of when Thanos' ship shows up in Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, it's
stop making this Endgame.
No, I want Star Fox. I want Fox McCloud fighting Mario, fighting Donkey Kong, fighting Samus, fighting Link, fighting Captain Falcon.
You know how you can have that?
Falcon
Go
Walsh?
play Smash Bros.
No, I want a movie built around it.
Go watch someone else play Smash Bros.
I wouldn't call that a movie, but okay.
But yes, they end up fighting, and they couple throwbacks to a couple other Mario stuff in there too. When they hit the star.
Yeah, for sure.
They power up.
That was always
the
going to
ultimate
happen.
power up. But
if
it's
you didn't
not
see
just
that coming
Mario
from the beginning, no.
It's Mario and Luigi, and that's another thing I like about this movie. I like the storytelling of brotherhood in this movie, of like brothers supporting brother.
Mhm.
They can't do anything, it's as long as they're together, they can get through anything. And I really like that. Telling
Right,
siblings.
Kyle?
Just calling out all your family today, apparently. But and they end up defeating Bowser and sending him back, and they're heroes of Brooklyn, which is really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that at the ending when they wake up, they're actually in the Mushroom Kingdom instead of actually Brooklyn.
Hey, go where you're appreciated.
They brought their stuff over. Overall, this movie was fantastic. Anything that I missed that you wanted to note as I flew through that?
We did. Let me see. I got a bunch of. Like I said, it looks like the insane.
You're the Mario expert.
This literally looks like the insane ramblings of a cultist. Could have used the I ran over. Could have used the Smash sound. Oh, the wedding cake was super cool looking.
Yes,
I like they had the little addition of like the Bowser studs and like the little horns coming off of it. I made that note in here.
Melting mushrooms.
It was really one of the things I thought was a really cool detail. Going back to when they leave Donkey Kong Country and they take the jump and they end up on Rainbow Road, which is super cool.
And they split it off.
Well, and I liked that there was a lot of Mario Kart accurate things in there that just worked out, like Rainbow Road specifically. Things like taking the jump from one level to drop down to another to take a shortcut.
Yeah.
I thought that was super cool. You got the part where Mario does split off and he's being chased and he keeps almost catching him. But instead of just doing the like, oh, he missed him, it's like, no, he misses him every time because Mario keeps hitting the drift, getting the blue sparks and just getting enough turbo to get away from it. It was a detail they didn't need to do, but it was a great detail that they added. Of course, he eventually beats them. A lot of heart
into this movie, a lot of detail. Like you could tell everyone who worked on this movie was a fan of Mario.
Oh yeah, but then you end up with that Koopa Paratroopa leader who goes, Blue Shell.
Oh, right.
And it's like, oh, Blue Justice. Here we go.
I like also at the wedding, the guards. Did you notice that when one of the guests dropped a coin and he was, one of the Koopas was looking at it and was trying to reach it like slyly. And if you cut back to it where they're putting the Yoshi egg on the table, the coin is behind his foot. If you actually look, so he scooped the coin behind himself to keep
I saw him trying to do it. No, I actually missed that.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Because
I assumed that's what he was trying to do, but no, I completely missed that.
All the cameos from other different characters at the wedding too. King Boo, the bomb, like
King Ba-Bomb.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like it's a feel good movie. You leave that movie feeling good.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Mario time.
We've been a big fan of the D&D movie.
Bringing it back.
Listen, that's all I'm going to say. We say it a lot. I think I actually probably enjoyed the Mario movie more than the D&D movie.
I don't know. That
animation was fire.
I know a couple weeks ago I said Mission Impossible was my movie of the year, but I think after rewatching the Dungeon Dragon movie the other day by myself, I think I might have to go back to the D&D movie.
That is your prerogative.
Yeah. Just on rewatch
it
value
rolled for
alone.
Persuasion.
Yeah, it rolled pretty high charisma.
Nat 20.
Yes.
+5 modifier.
What
are you gonna do?
I would say this movie is a second place for the year. I think for me,
close second.
Very close second because again, enjoyable. You can put it on, but I don't feel like myself would go and watch it on my own. Where there have been times where I'm like working on a project or something and I'll literally just throw the D&D movie on in the background just to have on the screen. So I haven't done the same thing for Mario, but I feel you would do it.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean, to me, that definitely feels like a movie you can just throw on the background.
How you're dressed. You're pretty invested, my friend.
I'm interested.
My guy, my shy guy.
Not a shy
You didn't even take your cape off. You just kind of left it on. You got the one glove hanging out.
I'm just keep doing shoulder rolls. Keep the camera on me. Don't let it go. Just shoulder roll. Okay, that's all I got. Our drinks are a little sticky.
Yeah, because they're wet. But yeah,
Gush break.
What else you got?
I like that they had the crazy caps in there when they first get to the Mushroom Kingdom from Mario Odyssey. I loved the cheap sheep in the plastic bag like it was a goldfish.
Oh yeah,
and how mad it looked at Mario. And I'm sure there's always gonna be more in there that we missed. Diddy and Dixie Kong were in there. That was great. Would like to see Funky Kong. If I missed him, that's on me. But no, I mean, I really think that's most of the things that I wrote down here. I guess really just, get me that Luigi's Mansion movie.
I don't know. I kind of want to do a Yoshi movie instead.
No. I mean, no.
I like Yoshi.
Yoshi's going to be in the Mario movie sequel. It's going to be a big part of that. And if they don't have a part where he jumps off of a ledge and then Mario ditches Yoshi into the infinite void of death just so he can finish making the jump, then is it really a Mario movie? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you even know what I'm referencing?
I think I do.
It's a jump technique in Mario where you ditch Yoshi. Generally, Yoshi ends up at the bottom of a pit just so you can make some more complicated jumps.
I mean, didn't he have a Yoshi in the live action? I believe, yeah. Again, go back to that episode if you want our thoughts on that.
We don't talk about Leguizamo.
Yeah, who's upset about that there was no...
Don't give me
representation.
There was no Hispanic representation for the Italian guys?
For the Italian guys.
Listen, I know he might think that was a little bit racist, but I want to point out it might be because that's a little bit racist on his part. I mean, come on. I mean, do you really need to...
I mean, I feel like
he was just trying to squeeze himself. He's just trying to squeeze himself in where he didn't belong.
Yeah, his movie had representation. I mean, he's a Hispanic guy playing an Italian guy.
They tried it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
The movie didn't work. They're trying something else. Don't be such a sad little Sally.
But I think he eventually said it was a good movie.
Well, yeah, because it was a great movie.
It was a great movie. Yeah.
See, even the detractors came around in the end.
That's true. That's true. Unless they thought it was about furries again. So, but yeah.
I mean, anything is. Well, I don't know where I was going to take that.
I don't know.
It's probably just going to be a really crude, bad humor joke.
I hope everybody enjoyed our D&D/Mario/video game episode.
Well, we could talk about, we still have one last thing I would love to add on to the Mario bit. And it comes back to video games. And that is, I know on Switch, there's going to be that new Mario game coming out, which I'm infinitely less excited about than the fact they are doing the remake of the Super Mario RPG. And I am very excited for that. And if I recall on the eShop, I think if you buy them both at the same time, you save like $20 or something.
Look at you helping Nintendo out, promoting their games.
Yeah. Well,
they should sponsor you. I mean, look at you.
Sponsor me.
You're the white guy Mario.
Sponsor me, Miyamoto-sama. The Irish Mario?
You're the Irish Mario. You should get a Mario kilt. That's what you need.
Well, that would be Scottish Mario.
No, Irish wore kilts too.
Yeah, it's more Scottish, but...
Whatever.
Whatever's clever.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Some Plunderhosen?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think that's really all I have to add in there for today. Do you have anything else you want to add on?
Lumily was my favorite character.
And with that, again, one last time on the way out, InsideAllDayPodcast.com.
All our links are there. You can follow us on Twitter at InsideAllDayPod. Again, we're on TikTok. We are on Facebook. We are on all the social medias except for Threads.
Yeah. So
I just don't have the time.
Comment, subscribe. We will do our best to get back to you. And yeah.
Let us know what your favorite part of the Mario movie was in the comments below.
1000%. And we will see you on World 1 Stage 3.
Love it.